best and worst games are as pretentious. Here's their worst games. Metal Slug Attack Reloaded. I didn't even know.
How is Beetlejuice 2 not on any of these lists?
That's a good question. That's a really good question.
Looney Tunes.
This was a year of a lot of like stuff got
Wacky.
forgotten. Like think about Beetlejuice, but also think about Furiosa and Planet of the Apes.
God, yeah.
It was
Furiosa,
a year of
Furiosa
meh.
was good.
Yeah, but I'm saying it was a year of meh in general. Like, I left Furiosa, it was fine, but it's not like it made me feel any sort of way. Like,
I totally agree.
They thought Furiosa was going to be so big that they made a joke about it in Deadpool and Wolverine.
Wait,
most people were sitting there thinking, "What the fuck is he talking about?" That remember, here's your queen, Furiosa.
Furiosa holding up the head.
And no one got the joke because nobody went to watch it.
Well, if you've seen the last movie, but anyhow,
Looney Tunes Wacky World of Sports.
I want to play that.
I didn't even know they made a Looney
Sorry,
Tunes.
is this the worst list or is this the best?
This is the worst list.
Okay.
Really?
PO Definitive Edition. Transformers Galactic
Looney Tunes
Trials
golf on something like
it's
this? Unless
probably
the
a
game's
shitty
broke.
game.
I was gonna say unless the game's like broke.
Stranger Things VR. Jujutsu Kaisen.
I haven't played any of these.
Food Truck Simulator. Who the fuck wants to simulate a food truck?
Okay, it is in the worst list, so fair enough.
Happy Funland.
Looks gay.
Notice how the reason you're not seeing Concord or Dustborn on here is because this is based on critic ratings, and all of those recommended those games.
Yeah, true.
I didn't even know there was a mobile Devil May Cry game. Wow.
And then he scrolls down and number one's Concord.
No, Utopia City.
None of those games have I even heard of.
Yeah, I didn't even know there was a new Devil May Cry game.
What
do they have for the best games of the year?
Velgard.
Elden Ring, the DLC, Astrobot, Metaphor, Final Fantasy, Slay the Princess, UFO 50. I did hear great things about that one. Animal Well, I don't know
Last
about.
of Us Part 2.
Is
that Part 2 on the list?
Fuck that. Yeah, that's the remaster. Really? We're going
Dude,
to suck that game? Of course they sucked that. They gave that remaster a 90? It's the same game, dude. These critics live to suck Neil Cuckman's cock. They live to suck it. What do you say about this? Oh my God, you need to play it again a year later?
I was watching Ryan, I think it was off a stream, but he was talking about how there was somebody in the industry calling Neil Druckmann
Look at all this dick sucking,
video
man.
game god, calling him a video game god. And like the only thing that he's done is come in and destroyed other people's creations. He's never created something himself.
Look at all this.
Go on.
Look at all this dick riding. And I love how they rate it so high. You do not need to rebuy and replay The Last of Us Part 2. 1 or 2 years later, that's when this came out. Like, what game is a year old that needs a remaster?
Well,
I can't believe that they recommended this so highly.
Who
That's
wants
insane to me.
Play as Abby again and kill Joel with a club. Like, who wants to go through all of that again? If you didn't enjoy it, there's no way that you're going back and playing it again.
That's such a joke that's so high.
Well, it's crazy that we got that remaster, but we still haven't got Knights of the Old Republic remastered yet. Like, I don't understand that at all.
Do not let them touch it.
I'll leave it alone.
Well, they were talking about doing it, but then they talked about a writer coming in and everybody blew up. Like, why are you bringing in a writer? Why are you going to change the story? Like,
well, one of the guys on the Best Ben Bulletin, the way that he talks, I'm like, you work on this game, don't you? Because he was saying some stuff on one of their podcasts and he was trying to be sly about it. And it's like, no, they're going to change it. They're not just going to do like, let's update the graphics. They're going to change it and they're going to make it woke as hell.
Don't touch it. Just don't touch it.
Yeah.
And especially
I'm fine with the old graphics and the old gameplay.
Yep. And especially with a character like Revan, where in the game you can make him female. Like, you know, they're going to play on that like you wouldn't believe. You know it.
Well, it's the same thing with Mass Effect, right? I mean, it's like the male shepherd is the standard shepherd, but in the new one that's supposed to come out is going to be female.
Where's Dragon Ball Sparking? Why is that not? That should be on this list.
What about Marvel? What was that game that you said that you were playing?
Marvel Rivals?
Marvel Rivals. Shouldn't that be on this list?
It's too new. It just came out like last month or this month, actually.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you right now, though, it's easily game of the year. Easily.
Oh no.
It might be the most played game on stream right now.
That doesn't mean it should be game of the year.
Well, look, I will say that for me, it's in my top 5 of the year for sure. If not top 3.
Flash, what do you reckon game of the year should be?
Well, I've had limited time, so I haven't really played as many as I'd like to. But just based on what I played, I would give it to Echoes of Wisdom. But I'm a big Zelda fan. You know, I'm kind of biased. And then after that, Astrobot, I really enjoyed.
Okay.
Warhammer 2 or Warhammer Space Marines 2 is also fantastic. That deserves to be higher.
That's a good game.
Yeah,
that's a very good game.
I really want to play. I wish I'd played Metaphor.
Man, Helldivers
I'd really like to throw that in the conversation because it's so praised. Like, I'm going to start Metaphor next week, so I won't be able to give you any good thoughts on that game until at least I'm 10 or 15 hours in.
You know, if Helldivers didn't destroy their momentum, they'd be so much higher than 91 on this list, 92 on this list.
Who's momentum?
They are regaining a bit of it. They are beginning to listen to the audience at long last, but it may be too little too late.
Oh, I think it is.
Yeah, but you know what, though? They burned so much goodwill, man. Dude, when Helldivers 2 came out, everyone was playing it.
Everyone was playing it.
Everybody, man.
Yeah.
Everybody loved it, man, until they started messing around.
It was a cultural flashpoint, and they will never regain that status.
Oh, no, they won't.
It was one of those games where even like myself, Flash, Anna, we were all getting together to play it, stream it and play it. Like, we haven't done that with anything else.
Yeah, they burned a lot of goodwill, man. But Sony does that, though.
Yeah, they did that when you had to link your your PlayStation account or whatever.
Yeah, you have to link whatever you're playing on to their network, basically.
It's so dumb.
Yeah, here's the same thing again, and they have that Looney Tunes thing on there. There's Funko Fusion. The short message. What the is this Silent Hill game? What is it? A mobile game? I bet you it's for phones. That's why I didn't play it. Wrath of the Mutants. I didn't even know they made a new Turtles game other than that one. There you go, Tom. They're trashing your Turtles.
Steph's played a few games this year. What's your game of the year? Chained Together. I bet something like that.
Chained Together.
Yeah. All I'd see is clips of Steph and Disparu laughing their heads off playing Chained Together.
Because I'm trash from garbage at games.
Taxi Life, a city driving simulator. Isn't it crazy that this is so bad? Like, how is it hard to not make Crazy Taxi?
Crazy Taxi.
Like, why didn't you just make a ripoff of Crazy Taxi and it probably would have been better?
Aren't they redoing?
I don't get these simulator games. This is a big market, by the way, these sim games. Like, I've seen Drunk 3PO playing some of these. Like, he played this one where he's a bus driver.
Yeah, or he mows the lawn.
Driving around a bus.
That was so
or he's
funny
mowing the lawn. The mowing the lawn.
Oh, yeah, lawn care simulator or whatever it was he was playing.
Or like the power washer. I think he did power washing at one point too.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Actually, I
hardcore gaming.
I simulator games.
I downloaded this game called Weed Inc., where you're basically you're starting your own marijuana dispensary. It's a great game. I mean, it's called Weed Inc.
Weed Inc. Weed Incorporated.
And you have to manage a grow house. You have to manage like distribution. You have to do all these things, man, to start this marijuana business.
That's cool.
Here's that wacky World of Sports Looney Tunes.
It looks fun, man.
The graphics look good. I mean, they look like Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
You're despicable.
If it's just a sports game with a bunch of Looney Tunes characters, I'm in. It looks fun.
Look at me, I'm slamming dunks.
You destroyed my space moderator.
Well, that's the best and the worst, according to media.
And you notice on none of those worst lists was Concord or Dustborn. On none of them.
Yeah, none.
Well, that's because they gave those good reviews.
But also, too, on the best lists, you could barely identify some of them as well. Like, especially when it came to the movies. The movies, they all look like audiobooks.
I noticed they didn't have
You muted.
Oh, we lost Brett halfway through. Brett, we lost you. No, you're unplugged or something. Something's knocked out.
Good.
There you go.
No, that's my computer malfunctioning. I said they didn't have the Mean Girls musical on any of those lists.
That's true. The Mean Girls musical was trash. I didn't like it.
Was that a show?
No, it's a movie.
It's a movie.
Oh, yeah. Wow. I mean, you can't remake Mean Girls. It's classic.
No. It's so the movie ended up on Broadway as a musical, and then they turned it into a movie.
Same actress, right?
So the movie went to Broadway and then went back to the movie.
Yeah.
Typical shit they do now. That's exactly what they do.
That's called milking it. That's milking it.
That's exactly what they did to the producers and Hairspray. And help me out, because there's at least a handful more of them.
Hairspray was good though. I liked the movie Hairspray.
Yeah, Wicked was good.
The original Hairspray, but
10 years down the track, Wicked's going to be a musical again, even
Well,
though
it started with,
still
like, Little
is.
Shop
And
of
people are
Horrors,
going to
but
say, "Oh, they made it from the movie." The movie
Wicked
that
is a
turned the
bit
movie
different.
into a musical.
Look, it works sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't, man. Like I love Grease. It worked for Grease.
Grease. That's an actual musical, though.
Oh my god, Legally Blonde. So they made Legally Blonde the musical.
another
I
one.
want
There
them
you
to
go.
make a movie out of that. I want to see Legally Blonde the musical.
They're making a new Legally Blonde.
They are.
I wish that they'd let Robert
musical
Zemeckis
one,
make that Back to the Future musical.
They already have. I mean, well, so it's on Broadway, but I mean, there's a Back to the Future.
There's that
But
one.
he
and
came
then-
back and said that he would actually make the movie.
Of the
and that's what-
musical.
Yes.
The
Wow.
one time they should have did it, that made no sense that they didn't, was Footloose, because they just remade Footloose, and I'm like, you have a jukebox musical version on Broadway of Footloose. Why didn't you just do that? And this was at the same time the producers and stuff were all
I don't give a
popular.
fuck about Footloose, but
I
I would
don't
love
either,
to
but
see.
that's like the one
I would
time.
love to see.
It's
I
the
would
one
lo-
time I was like, what the fuck? But like,
I
yeah.
would love to see Robert Zemeckis direct
I don't
a
want to see
play
that thing. Are you
based on
saying?
that. I would watch it if Robert Zemeckis made it.
I don't give a shit who makes it.
You know
Back
what
to-
I'd like
you
to
said a
see?
Back to the Future?
Yeah, there's a Broadway
Yeah.
musical. The soundtrack's actually not bad. I've listened to the original cast soundtrack.
I know the director of Back to the Future said that's not good. Like he's not touching it, right?
Yeah,
Like,
but he said he would make that would entice him to come back. Is he would make Back to the Future the musical for Hollywood. I would watch it just to see what he does.
no musicals.
The play is still running, so it can't be that bad. If people are still going to see it. all the
Flash,
time.
they kept that Spider-Man play going for how long, and it almost killed how many people?
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Oh, that was
They had
amazing.
so
That
many
was
accidents on that
amazing.
Spider-Man musical.
Dude,
That
people were
wasn't
they were like literally catching bodies with that play, man.
That's what I'm fucking saying. Like, you're acting like, oh, it's got to be great because it's running this long. That don't mean shit. That just means they spent a lot of money, so they're going to keep it going until it at least makes a little bit of money back.
I reckon
But
how
I've
they
heard
can
it is
keep it
good, though,
going,
yeah.
how they can keep
Yeah,
it alive.
just-
They should actually put the Acolyte on Broadway.
Oh dear God!
Hey, Rhino, you're obsessed.
No, that's how they can keep it going.
See,
for the Disney
Rhino
Star
trying
Keeping
to-
a
Weekend.
tally of how
Rhino is
many times
always-
Rhino says
Yeah,
acolyte. Like,
Rhino's always trying to stir the like he's trying to steer the conversation to Star Wars all the time. He just
Show that
tries
part.
to find reasons for us to talk about Star Wars.
Happy New
I
Year.
gave you a
Rhino,
Star Wars
I have
Christmas
not bought
present
anything
last
Star
stream.
Wars in like 5 years. I
No,
haven't
no,
thought about Star Wars.
I gave Rhino a Christmas present. We talked about Star Wars last weekend.
Yeah, so that means.
Do you
we're
know
not
what
allowed
I
to
think
talk
about
it
Star
this
Wars now?
weekend.
The only time I'm on the stream with Rhino, because I don't talk about it any other time.
See, Rhino's the only one that hasn't had like apathy set in with Star Wars.
No, I have. It's come. It's hit me hard.
But that's
I don't-
still all you talk about on your
Yeah.
channel.
I'm at the point where I broke up with Star Wars, and now she's that bitch that won't quit texting me and showing up every once in a while just to piss me off.
I still think the Acolyte should be on Broadway. Do it
Anna's
into a
name is still
musical.
that Star Wars girl, and she doesn't even talk about Star Wars anymore.
It's true.
Rhino doesn't even have Star Wars in his name, and he's the only
And
one
all
here.
I talk
He's
about
the-
is
look,
Star
he's wearing a
Wars.
Star Wars shirt. Look,
I think Rhino's been hurt the worst by Star Wars.
I have. Show me where that Lucasfilm executive touched you on the doll.
Show us where Kathleen Kennedy molested you.
I bought something while I was in a. Oh, hang on, I muted myself. But I only got it because I was in America and I was at the Lego store with Jay. I'll show you. Hold on.
Yeah,
what is he showing us?
We don't need a Star Wars musical. I'm sorry.
Oh, hold on.
I'm showing you the last Star Wars thing I bought, which was this.
What the hell is that?
It's the Sarlacc pit with the.
Okay.
You just recently bought that?
I bought it while I was in the States. Jay took me to the Lego store, and I had to buy some Lego. So
I got a Star Wars Lego. I haven't built it yet. Look, hold on.
I still got to build it.
The last Star Wars thing I bought was when I was with you at LA Comic-Con, and I bought that first appearance of Yoda for like $25.
Yeah, I got one of those too.
That's an old comic.
What do you got there, Steph?
The Falcon?
Is that the Black Falcon?
Yeah,
it's the Force Awakens Falcon, but it's black.
It's black. Steph got the gay Falcon.
Yeah. It has, well, you know why I wanted it? Because it has Darth Jar Jar on here.
Oh, that's gay too.
You know what I do? Actually, there's a recent Star Wars re-release that I kind of might get, and it's that PS1 Phantom Menace where you can murder all the Gungans. And
I used to do that all the time. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about then? The Phantom Menace PS1 game?
Because what happens is you get stuck in Mos Espa because you've killed too many people, and eventually I almost called him Jake Lloyd, but Anakin will be like, why would I help you? You're a murderer. So you can't get any farther.
And I just want to say, chat, see what I did? See what I did?
And then you got people running away going, it's the killer Jedi. Look out. Get away from him. And shit. It's fucking hilarious.
Has anybody on the panel seen that? It's an old PS1 game. It's
I loved it.
It's kind of like Diablo.
Yep.
But
it was a big deal when it.
There's like decision making and shit in it. Like it's a game that's so bad it's kind of good.
It is actually pretty good because that's what I was saying. Is like it came out at the right time because it was in that gap between when the movie was in theaters and it came out on video. So it was the one place you could actually get a bunch of actual video from the movie. So a bunch of people bought it because of that. But like Flash said, once people discovered you had this option mode in it, people started discovering, like I did, like, you go around and kill people. Then you can't get any farther in the game because you're stuck. And you can't do anything.
Was that ever on PC?
I don't know if it was that version or not. They did so many games in that
I don't
era,
think it
though.
ever came. Here, I'll just pull it up.
I think the PS1 version was just the PS1 version, but I have no idea if they did the same game for any other consoles or.
This is what it looks like.
Yeah.
Hello,
where do you get this?
Welcome to level 3 of this marvelous PlayStation 1 game.
No.
This was one of my favorite ever levels growing up. I used to absolutely love it.
So this is where you can just murder Gungans.
Okay, this is that level, but like I was talking about on Mos Espa, but yeah.
Is he gonna do it? Yeah. See, so I guess you can just kill them all and have no repercussions. Yeah, you can murder. You can murder the entire city. You can just go around killing all.
They don't let you in Mos Espa though. Once you kill too many people, Anakin won't help you.
Good guy Anakin.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
funny.
Cool.
See, look at him. Help me.
The final fight,
this is what I wanted to happen the entire time I was watching this movie in the theater.
Right. The final fight with Darth Maul is pretty cool too. But yeah.
I'll never forget when I was like a kid watching The Phantom Menace and Jar Jar got in the boat with them to go to his city. The first thing I said to myself was, this is going to be in the entire movie. And sure enough, he was.
You should follow me now, Okie Day.
Oh, let's not.
I like Jar Jar.
There's a movie gonna suck.
I was at that age where Jar Jar was funny to me.
And then in
me say your humble servant.
I do appreciate though that George Lucas brought him back to be the one that brings the galaxy into darkness by giving Palpatine the winning vote.
Yeah, he gives him the vote.
Yeah.
What an idiot.
Well, the people, the Gungans aren't very smart either because they elected that moron.
Yeah, because he bought peace between. He didn't really. He just stumbled his way to like leadership.
Hey, Palpatine, he fooled a lot of people, man. He fooled a lot of people. Not just the Gungans.
It still doesn't remove the retardedness of Jar Jar Binks.
Oh, of course not, but